Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Ohak Cade. I'm the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada, and today we are reacting to BAND-MAID's album Unseen World. I'm really excited to dive into this one. This is going to be part one of the reaction where we cover the songs Warning up until HGK. If you'd like to join us for part two, where we cover the songs Sayanakidori up until Black Hole, join me on Patreon for early access. The link is in the description. Now, before we jump in, I'd like to talk a little bit about a background and context and a couple of disclaimers, but if you'd like to jump straight to the reaction to Warning, the timestamp is right there. So after my previous BAND-MAID marathon that I did, I told you guys that I was interested in doing an album reaction, and this album was the one that was most widely recommended to me. I've been told it's probably their heaviest album, their most intense, and because of that, I was actually warned that it might be too much for me and I might get fatigued by the end of it. But what kind of metalhead would I be if I shied away from that? You know what I mean? So I'm totally down for the challenge. Secondly, I can already hear the comments from people saying that their live clips are better. Why am I not reacting to the live clips? And I hear you guys, I do, but just for me personally, I am kind of an album person. You know, since I like to dive into the composition, I am really into how an artist likes to present their work in album form with the style of production they choose, the order of the tracks. I'm really into that stuff. And that's how I like to get to know an artist. That's why we're doing the studio versions today in this album format. Don't worry, more live reactions will be coming soon, including live clips of these particular songs, of course. I am going to cover the lyrics. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read them and try to gather my own interpretation, but it's possible I may be way off. If so, let me know how you guys interpret the lyrics or what the official concept of the album is, or the theme of the album. I'm all ears. I think that about covers it. For the preamble, let's jump right into the first song, Warning. Apt title, since I recently started covering the band, The Warning, and I believe that there's a lot of crossover of interest between the fandoms of those groups. And I know they also did a song together, so I will cover that one too. Anyway, let's get right into it. Warning by BAND-MAID. First song of Unseen World. Immediately intrigued by this theatrical sound. A very meaty production. I'm immediately completely hypnotized by this song. Sick track. Really, really good. I have a feeling I'm gonna like this album. I love how this riff is quite high pitched. It's quite high up there. And I love that little lick at the very end of the phrase. You have the main pattern of the riff, which is the and then you have this beautiful lick at the end. Love that. Great transition like into the next part. It kind of lifts up the piece to get you prepared for what's to come, and it also adds a hint more emotion to the song, because you know the those two notes are good for setting the tone, but then when you have this more melodic lick, it subtly adds more depth to the piece. Lovely lick. Love that part. And I'm super into this abrupt transition into the verse with fully down-tuned metal chugging with Psyche's intimidating vocals. Really love the production on Akane's drums. I also really like how the pre-chorus is actually really short. There's no time wasted. It's just like a really short nursery rhyme. Da, 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 da. And that's it for the pre-chorus. Really helps the song to feel urgent and snappy. And that halftime feel at the end of the chorus is also really sick, but also how the vocal melody accentuates each beat. Really emphasizing that downbeat and offbeat with her voice. Just really goes really hard. I'm also noticing some cool backing vocals here that I didn't notice at first. I assume the backing vocals are Miku. Could also be Miku and Psyche harmonizing with each other. Back into the riff. Letting the chord ring out, focus on the drums. No holding back on the riffs. Variation on the pre-chorus there majorly. I was talking about how short and snappy the pre-chorus was initially. Now this one is playing on that a little bit by elongating the pre-chorus, which actually creates even more tension. Yeah, it wasn't exactly an elongation, but it certainly was a variation. Psyche just continued those beautiful belts over a really nice fill by Akane. Instead of going into the I don't need you, I don't need you, just kind of kept the long belts going before diving back into the chorus. Great variety. Oh man. Love the head voice. This might be my favorite song from them yet. Wow, the drumming. Really strong opening track, full of variety. The star of this one might have been Akane for me. Lots of moments for her to shine, such as this part right here as well. Like, she's really driving this song, and obviously the solo is super sick, and I love that Miku's riffing was quite simplified to make room for this solo. Dun, 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 dun. Steady eighth notes, nothing too complicated, exactly what the solo needed. And the touch also of Miku's backing vocals over the riff at the end. Okay, fantastic opener. Might not have as much to say about the rest of the songs as we go through. I guess I'm getting all of my feelings of what is potentially the overall sound of this album out with this particular song, but we'll see how it goes. Let's look at the lyrics for this one and see what's up. This song seems to be about living life on your own terms and not getting deterred by other people's opinions. The chorus goes, living all my life following a manual, there's no joy in that. It says, don't judge me by the ways of others. Perfection, no one gets there. Certainly fits with the attitude heard in the music. Really solid first track. Let's move right into the next song, No God. Again, I am aware that there is a live clip of this, but we are sticking with the studio version for consistency with the album's production and presentation. Let's see. This is weird, but in a good way. Weird harmonics. Alright, I'm super into the vibe of this track. Those squirmy guitars squirming through the verses like little worms. Interesting sort of matching aesthetic with the album cover, you could say. Like, this album cover really evokes the sound of the guitars in this verse here. It's crazy the images that come into your head when you listen to certain music, isn't it? Like, for me, I'm really getting like worms, snakes, crawling through little claustrophobic spaces. So the album cover really makes sense to me. And I'm aware it's all of their hands together. Really cool idea. Could be some of the most experimental music I've heard from them yet. I'm really into the sort of dissonance of this song, the weirdness of it, and I'm obsessed with how good Psyche sounds on it as well. you have these little funky parts in the pre-chorus. Love that nasty lick there too. Now, honestly, I'm not sure about the chorus because the chorus is going to a different party to my ears. You know, suddenly we're in almost power metal or even pop punk territory, very melodic, very uplifting. And I would like for the chorus to have maintained that creepy, wormish energy. Like, that was really catching my ears. Like, what is this stuff? But we've settled into a chorus that is true to their overall sound, I would say. They do like to offset the heavier rock, the heavier metal parts with a very uplifting chorus that kind of takes you out of the darkness, and it feels very anthemic and is quite like a release. For my own personal taste, I don't always need a release. I'm perfectly happy to settle into that disturbing energy, if you will. I like being challenged. As I said, I'm all set. I'm ready for the challenge. So I appreciate how some listeners love those melodic choruses out of nowhere to provide relief. For me, I would say it's a bit of a missed opportunity to experiment with what a chorus could be, especially given the creativity of the riffs and the verses. But let's see how the rest of the song goes. I was just about to say, I'm looking for more Misa moments, and just as I was thinking it, she popped out there very nicely. Of course, she's omnipresent too. There's just so much going on that sometimes I forget to pay attention to the low end, and now that I'm listening, she's doing some really cool stuff under there as well. That was fun. The background vocals from Miku. Kind of gives me like a, I don't know, schoolgirl, schoolyard. What do you call that game? Hopscotch? Yeah, really funny idea. Kind of like, why not? A bit of playful fun in a really dark song. This is what I'm talking about. This is dirty. More dirt. Loving it. Bass. And then this, like, okay. But I'm looking forward to getting back to the strangeness. We're back. Really liked that transition. My mind is still back here with that bass solo, I'm sorry. These transitions are insane. A little bit of record scratches. And I like how Akane varies the drum pattern here to give the bass solo a bit of a different feeling. Here we have like bump, 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 bump. And now it's like bump, 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 bump. Awesome. Love it. This part is very pretty, another relief, but I don't mind this as much. This halftime feel goes hard. Adds a bit of heft to this bright chorus. Back in the regular time, but that's cool. Weird transition tonally. Like I said, these parts sound very different atmospherically, like the chorus and this riff, very different. Really enjoyed that song. Just was a little unsure about how the chorus and basically the entirety of the rest of the song fit together, but you know, subjective preference. Let's see the lyrics of this one. These lyrics are a bit more cryptic, hard to decipher. The song is called No God, but some of the lyrics seem pro-God, like the lines, I still believe that Adam and Eve surely loved until beyond the end of their days. The world continues. Could that be like a metaphor, though, for simply persevering through the trouble? You know, as you know, there's like the whole original sin thing where Adam and Eve bit the apple, then their lives were turned upside down by God. So it could be like using God almost as the enemy. I don't mean to offend those of you who are religious. I'm just doing my best to wrap my brain around these lyrics. Because there's also the line that says, let the rhythm carry me just as I desire. Arrive in heaven and I'm greeted by an angel. So that's more like down for the idea of heaven. Then there's other lines that are like, why am I me? What are the odds? Philosophers' questions tumble through my mind. Okay, so my honest attempt at deciding on what the song is about, I think it's about existential doubt and not knowing what your purpose is in life and looking for different things to feel fulfilled. But what does fulfill you, without a doubt, at the end of the day is music. That's where the lines, let the rhythm carry me comes from. There's also this line, enjoyment wins the war. I can choose wherever I go. But, you know, it's a shot in the dark, really. This song could be about so many different things. It's the title, really, that I feel is a bit confusing. So I really do want to know what they're getting at with this song. Okay, let's move on to the next song, which is Afterlife. And this has a music video too. I'm really into this hard rock groove after the complexity of the last song. Super sick. This album would really slap in the car. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been driving around with this album blasting. I was bracing myself for another overly melodic release in the chorus, And while the chorus was more melodic than the tone of the rest of the song here, I feel it didn't go too far. I actually thought it was very well balanced. And the chorus does have a certain grittiness to it. The vocal delivery by Psyche, it almost sounds like she's like biting the words. The consonants in that pronunciation, that diction, sounds quite aggressive, and the powerful sound is helped by what I assume are Miku's harmonies also. But like, I will never get tired of this kind of straightforward, no-nonsense rock riff. It's just so satisfying, you know, you just can't go wrong with it. And I probably wouldn't enjoy a whole album of that groove, but because it's the first time we've gotten a groove like that in this album, it comes at a very welcome time because the previous two songs were really quite fast and technical. We've toned down the technicality here for a bit of a more, not a basic sound, but like more approachable sound. And I'm totally welcoming it. But definitely not lacking in complexity either. You can hear the offset hits here and there, some melodic licks for interest. That's a pretty funny shot, actually. Which girl is that? Holding the phone, staring. It's pretty funny. Alright, let's keep it moving. A lot of complexity in the pre-choruses. I can totally see why this was chosen for a single. Oh man, the tastiness of the riffs. Gotta hear that instrumental section again. It's the growling bass, the high-end squealing guitar, moving into the more mid-range riffs, getting faster and faster with the shredding. Excellent sequence. This part here might be the prettiest instrumental part of the album yet. Delightful. That was really nice when Psyche popped into her head voice for that final chorus. How lovely is that? Pretty good. Pretty good. Really enjoyed that one. I think that Warning and this one are my favorites so far. No God might have been my favorite if I liked the chorus more, but so far this album is really, really enjoyable. Now, the lyrics for this one, the meaning of the lyrics was spoiled a little bit because I glanced at it in the Wikipedia page. It's about like rebirth, the future and being born again. But let's see if there's any interesting lines that I can pick out. Again, the verse starts with a line that says, "Which path shall I take?" There was a theme of trying to find the right path, I think in the previous two songs too. So there might be a recurring theme in the lyrics of trying to find oneself, trying to find one's destiny, which could tie into the idea of the unseen world, because there's lots of unseen worlds. The unseen world is the one that you don't visit. And of course, the ones that you visit are decided by the paths that you take. Am I getting somewhere? Most of these lyrics, honestly, seem to be, rather than celebrating a rebirth, they're like lamenting the monotony of everyday life and repetition. There's this line, "The same merry-go-round every 3 seconds." Oh yeah, and then it says, "If I can, I'll greet the next world as something different." Okay, cool. I do like the creativity of their poetry. I know that these translations might not be perfect, but I do get the gist of each line, and there's definitely a lot of creative imagery in their words. Let's move on now to the next track. What's it called? Manners. I think this is the last song of the album that has a music video. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're really starting to expand the sound of the album towards a more simpler style, which is cool. Again, I appreciate the development. This is quite a bluesy song, the scale that we have going on here. Still quite an aggressive groove, but quite rhythmically focused. Groove, there you go. That a call and response between the vocals and the riffs. I think that the chorus is very much in the spirit of the rest of the song. Very cohesive track so far. Miku with those vocals. Really old school rock spirit in this one. I love it. Even this solo is quite restrained compared to the other songs. Got the toms adding that stadium rock feeling as well. Love that. This jazzy outro is such a great idea. Fits so well. I really loved this vocal line from Psyche here. It's almost like a sort of an elegant, semi-operatic moment. That is a beautiful touch in a song that is really quite just focused on the badassery. Traditional, down and dirty, late night atmosphere. So having that lovely melodic line in there, it was a beautiful touch, as well as the jazz lounge outro. Really nice track. I don't know if it would be my favorite, only because I'm more into the metal adjacent stuff, and this is definitely in the traditional rock sphere. But for what it was a really fun song, and totally understand its placement on the album too. Yeah, this one is a similar theme to the previous songs about the unseen world, new beginnings, but I guess this one is more focused on pushing yourself beyond your expectations, your abilities beyond what you know you're capable of, or what you think you're capable of, rather. The lyrics say, break through the limits, always challenging, start over, let your life burn bright, until you've painted a never-ending miracle. How's that for inspiration? Pretty cool. And the next song is I Still Seek Revenge. Where are we going with this? Bass really taking center stage in this one, I'm noticing. That bass. This is Misa's song. You know what? I'm starting to realize what you guys were talking about when you were saying that this album might be a lot. It really is quite relentless. But as I said, I'm down for it. Admittedly, I am struggling to see what gives this song a core identity compared to the previous 4 tracks, except for the prominence of the bass and the riff. Is there like a different technique that Misa is using there for the bass to be so in your face? Is it like a sort of a slapping thing that she's doing rather than, finger plucking? Bassists, let me know what's going on there. Psyche's vocals on this album are really outstanding. And I do like this halftime break for the chorus. And it's a very cohesive tone, thankfully. This song is pretty good. It actually could have served as the opening track, if you ask me. I bet this one hits really hard live. I like that quicker fill in the chorus. Right there. Wow. Best solo of the album, hands down. Hands down. I'm sorry guys, there's so much going on here, I can't possibly address it all. But you can just tell from my face, it's like, wow. Potential favorite? That song was majorly good. Funny how at the beginning I was like, I don't know what makes this song so special. Now that it's finished, it might be my favorite on the album. Like I said, it could have been a good opening track. I guess I don't want to get too ahead of myself as we do have quite a few songs to go. But when I said that that was the best solo on the album, let me just see if I can hear again why I think that might be the case. Okay, let's go back a little bit. First of all, I always love that effect of holding out a minor chord over a very active bass lick. Beautiful tension building. It's not just the guitar solo, but it's the arrangement surrounding it that makes it feel so huge and euphoric. There was just something about the combination of the riffs. Everything was at the right frequency. The drumming had spice, but it wasn't overcomplicated. And it was a nice contrast to how the rest of the track played out. I really liked it. Certainly a standout on the album for me. Let's see the lyrics. Yeah, having read the lyrics, I'm really just going to take the title at face value and say it's about wanting revenge or wanting someone else to suffer. Pre-chorus says, wish I can forget it. Don't get smug, drowning in the pleasure that's eaten my mind. It echoes through clearly. I'm getting the sense that it's always on her mind. Appeal of the premonition doesn't stop. There's darkness shining in my heart. There's this want for vengeance that's always on her mind, eating at her. I'm into it. Bit of a Kill Bill moment. We're going to move on to the final song for part one now, which is HGK. Interesting. Wonder what that could stand for. Again, if you want to join us for part two for the second half of the album, the early access link to my Patreon is in the description. Let's go. Getting right in there. This one makes me want to go, hey, 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 hey. You know, it's funny how I mentioned Kill Bill kind of as a joke there a couple of minutes ago, and we got a little bit of that Quentin Tarantino-esque tremolo guitar in this moment right here. Pretty funny. I really like this song too. It could be just me, but there's a little bit of a poppy spirit to this one. I was talking about the little hey, 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 hey. It's kind of more bouncy, a little lighter than the previous track. Even though it's still pretty heavy, I am getting a certain lightness to it, but it's still not so light as the release that I talked about us getting in No God. And that's a good thing. I still don't need a release. I'm very into this relentless assault on my senses. But yeah, this song is certainly brighter than the previous one, without sacrificing edge. You know, like that little part right there could be like from an Avril Lavigne song. So there's definitely some cool inspirations gone into this one. That shredding guitar in the background. I'm floored. I don't know what to say. I really do just want to emphasize, like, the amount of detail in this arrangement is staggering. Like, how good that shredding chromatic guitar sounds in this otherwise very bright song. The creativity is off the charts. The little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo on the sides. And the bass is also walking down chromatically, I believe. Maybe not chromatically, but it's a nice descending melody. Kaname, you've done it again. Another delicious solo with beautiful interplay between her guitar and the drums. That drum fill with the arpeggio on the guitar. Love this bridge. They really went off there in the breakdown at the end. Almost sounded like they were just losing their minds doing whatever. Of course, it's a very precise work, very meticulous composition, but I am just obsessed and gagged by that chaotic effect in the music. It kind of sounds like the song is short-circuiting. Wow, I'm just totally amazed and humbled by this group. Their talent is off the charts. Their creativity is off the charts. This was definitely the right choice of album to react to for me today. I'm totally in the mood for it, and I can't wait to listen more. Now, before we conclude, we're just going to cover the lyrics for this song. Let's see. I'm noticing there's a lot of questions in these lyrics. Like this one starts with, "What do you want?" Could be a nod to the lyrics in some of the other songs, like "What path do I take?" There's a theme of like questioning, searching. And so at this point, the lyrics of each song sound like they're about the same concept, but just worded slightly differently. Like it's the unseen world. The unseen world basically is like the dream. It's what you want to aspire to, what you want to achieve. And this song is, my guess, it's about encouraging others to chase their own dreams rather than a song that is about your own dream necessarily. Because in the chorus it says, "To the scattered stars, I want to make you leap. Shout out. You're like a rock star. Decorate the frame and turn around the axis. No mercy, you make your own way." Like the lyrics in this one are worded more as commands, not really commands, but like advice for someone else. The listener, their fans perhaps. Perhaps it's dedicated to their fans, encouraging their fans to do their own thing, go their own way towards their own unseen worlds. Pretty cool. Let's keep this train rolling. We're going to move on to part 2 now. Again, if you'd like to join us early for part 2 of the album, the link to my Patreon is in the description. Otherwise, let me know what you thought of these songs and of my analysis, what you think of this album as a whole. Be sure to check out my BAND-MAID reactions playlist, also in the description. And again, my name is Ohak Cade, the composer for the symphonic metal project Valkada. You can also check out our music down below. And there's also a link to my full reaction database spreadsheet of all of the other music I've covered on the channel. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.